good. So good to see you. Nephew's in the building. What's going on? I appreciate that. Ice Princess, I think appreciate that. Oh, you said you was jamming out, Stacy? Yeah, Stacy, I ain't gonna lie. I be jamming out too. Listen to me. Be where your feet are. Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Be where your feet are. All right, let's get in. Yep, that part right there, round two. There's only 3 people that know the answer to this question that I'm getting ready to ask. 2 of them are on the live right now because I shared this with them earlier offline, right? I shared this earlier offline with them. But there are only 2 people that know the answer to this question. So for the 2 people that I shared this with earlier, Monica and Musa, you guys kind of detach yourself from this question. Because I need to check to see where the awareness is with respect to you guys that are here now. In your opinion, the most important question in the history of this world is what specifically? There's only one. Turn the awareness up. What is the most important question, not of your life, of the history of this entire planet? The most important question is what? It's only one. Somebody said my purpose. Somebody said Jesus. It's interesting. Somebody said, why are we here? Who am I? Money. Why am I here? The reason God created us. Ooh, you said something right there, self-awareness. I love that. I love all the answers. Thank you guys. Thank you. I love all the answers. If I didn't know what I know, I would borrow some of what I've heard. Or some of what I read from you guys. Let me say this. The most important question in the history of this planet is, who are you? That's the most important question in the history of this planet is, who are you? We've been programmed and conditioned. In your programmed and conditioned mind, you think that the most important question is whether or not Jesus is coming back. It's not the most important question, because how are you going to know what something else is if you don't know what you are? How will you know when you see him if you don't even know what you are? What are you seeing? What's the entity in you that's doing all of the seeing? What's the entity in you that has mastered the ability to know what something else is, but have failed to know itself? You think that the second most important question, or the primary question, is whether or not God is real. One more time. How are you going to know what something else is if you don't know what you are? And what's the name of the entity in you that can know more about something outside of itself than you know about who you are? How did the intelligence jump over you to something else? Help me do the math on that. We know more about math than we know about ourselves. We know more about science than we know about ourselves. We know more about politics and what's going on in the world than we know about ourselves. And then we wonder why we're sick. We wonder why we're all walking around unhealthy. We wonder why we're all walking around out of alignment. And you got to go here and talk to this person, and go here and talk to that person, and get the therapist and get the psychiatrist and get the coach to put you back together, because all of your energy, you've been programmed and conditioned to focus on everything outside of yourself. And that was very strategic, And the reason why that was strategic is because the moment that you know what you are, the moment that you know who you are, you know that nothing has the power to stop you. Nothing has the power to hurt you. But most importantly, you wouldn't be following all of the things that you follow right now. You wouldn't have all of the labels attached to you. You wouldn't be following this person and following that person because you would know what you are connected to. So that was very strategic. Very strategic. Why? Because the self-aware person can't be controlled. The self-aware person can't be manipulated. So they taught you to go focus on everything outside of yourself. Go learn about the world. Just don't learn about you. Go learn about astrology. Just don't learn about you. Go learn about math and science and Christopher Columbus and all of the things that happen that don't add any value to your life. Just don't learn about yourself. We don't want you to discover you. Go discover everything else. And then when you get sick, we'll put you on a pill. When you get sick, we'll send you over here to go talk to the therapist and go talk to the psychiatrist. And they don't even have their lives figured out. But they're going to help you to put yours back together. The most important question in the world is, who are you? What are you? Part 2 of that. Your purpose in life, before anything else, is to become the most authentic version of yourself. That's it. If you apply any more thinking to that, you've already lost sight of your value. You're already disconnected from your divine essence. Your purpose in life, before anything else, is just to show up and be the most authentic version of yourself, which is something that very few people have ever been. Why? Because you've been programmed and conditioned once again to try and be something that you're not. Human beings are the only creatures on this planet that are comfortable being something that they are not. Pretending to be this, pretending to be that so that you can stay in the relationship. Pretending to be this thing over here so these people will like you. Pretending to be this thing over here so you fit in. We're always pretending. Very few people live from that place of authenticity, live from your I. Very few people. I've only met a handful of people my entire life, and I've met tens of thousands of people. Because if I'm not walking around being the authentic version of myself, that can only mean that I've transformed myself into something else so that I can gain access to this person, so that I can get this group of people over here to like me, so that I can be accepted in this circle or in this organization or with this group. I've transformed myself into something that I'm not, which means that you can't possibly speak your truth, which means that happiness can't be where you are, which means that love can't be where you are because you are out of alignment. Before I can go and see, it's all concentric circles. It's all concentric circles. Most people don't know that. What are the concentric circles? It's no different than when you think about a bullseye for a moment. You've got that tiny little hole in the center, and then you've got the big, huge ring on the outside, and then there's another ring inside of that, and then there's another ring inside of that until you hit the bullseye. What does that mean? You're going to have many different purposes in life, but I can't achieve anything if I'm not living from my truth. I can't achieve anything if I'm turning down the volume on my voice. I can't become the most powerful version of myself if I'm walking on eggshells. I can't become the most powerful version of myself if I'm allowing people to disrespect me. I can't become the most powerful version of myself if I'm not being the evidence of everything that my Father created me to be. I can't be the most powerful version of myself if I'm the weakest version of myself at the same time. Make that make sense. You're either the most powerful version of you or you're the weakest version of you. And to become the most powerful version of you doesn't cost you money. It costs you a mentality. Mohammed, what's up, my brother? To be the most powerful version of yourself doesn't cost money. It's mentality. It has nothing to do with money. That means that I have to show up from this moment moving forward, and I have to be my most authentic self. That's priority number one before I can be anything else. Because if I'm not walking around, if I'm turning down the volume of my voice when I'm around you, I'm walking on eggshells, I'm shrinking in the moment, I don't speak my truth, I'm afraid in the relationship, how will I ever become the most powerful version of me? I'm allowing you to disrespect me, I'm allowing you to give me whatever it is that you feel I deserve. How will I ever become the most powerful version of me that way? But you got the majority of the people, that's how you walking around. People see you how they need you. You got to understand that. They see you how they need you. It might be love for you. It may be need for them. You got it all confused. Why is self-observation arguably the most powerful tool when it comes to self-awareness? It's the most powerful tool, in my opinion. One of them for sure. I'll tell you why. Because your life is exactly like a movie. It gets played out just like a movie. No difference. And when you're looking at your life, you should be looking at it from a detached, non-emotional perspective. Your emotions are not important in that moment, because if I'm making decisions based upon emotion, I'm not seeing the situation clearly and accurately. So I've got to look at my life the same way that I watch a movie. And every single person in the movie called your life is only playing the role that you assigned. That's it. There's not a single person in your life in this moment that's not playing some role that you assigned. They only have the power that you give them. No more, no less. How did the role player become more powerful than the director? The director is you. I said, how did the role player become the director, telling you how to live your life and how you need to move and what you need to do and all of these other things like that? Just help me understand how that happened. Because you weren't loving you. That's how it happens. You're the director of the movie. Every single person is only playing the role that you assign. You added this person to your life. They only have the power you give them. No more, no less. How are you being disrespected and you're the director? How are you being abused and you're the director? How are you getting less than you deserve and you're the director? You've got two types of people in your life, in the movie called your life. You got people that are doing an Oscar-worthy performance. And then you've got some B-level actor type of people. How did the B-level actor type of people cause you stress, cause you to be unhappy, cause you to be questioning your worth? This is B-level talent here. Right? Become the master at always letting go of what no longer serves you. That's one of the best skills you will ever master. Become the master at letting go of anything that no longer adds value to your life. That's where we start. Cookie said, snip, snip. Yeah, this is a sip it, don't drink it. 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 Let me tell you why I'm saying that. Especially with, like I said again, your life is the movie. You either love the movie called Your Life or you don't like the movie called Your Life. But the point not to be missed is that you're the director. Every single person that's in your life is only a character in your movie. How did the character create the stress? How is the character abusing you? How is the character not showing up for you? How is the character not loving you? And they only have the power that you give them. This is why self-mastery is so important, because once you start looking at your life from that perspective, and again, it doesn't require you to become upset. There's nothing to become upset about. This person is either giving you an Oscar-worthy performance, or there's some B-level actor in your life, and all of those people can be switched out. But if I allow this B-level actor to remain in my life, I'm not going to like the movie. That's the point not to be missed. I'll never love the movie called My Life because I'm allowing something low quality to not give me everything that I want, need, and desire. How do you become the most powerful version of yourself that way? Just tell me how do we get there? We teach strength, power, honor. That's it. What makes me strong is knowing what's currently making me weak. That's what makes me strong. What makes me strong is not how many weights I can lift. What makes me strong is not how much I can leg press. What makes me strong is not how many houses I can put together. What makes me strong is knowing what's currently making me weak. That's what makes you strong. And then having the courage and having the self-love to remove what's no longer working for you unapologetically. You're the director. You don't have to explain things to people. Again, when people want an explanation, that's what Google is for. Give you all the explanations in the world. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me say this. I know a lot of my students are on here right now, so you guys know this forward and backward, but there's some people that I know that are new here, and I need you to understand this if you don't understand anything else. Nothing in life, nothing in reality upsets you. Nothing in life, nothing in the history of this planet has ever upset you. All upset exists in you. It doesn't exist in reality. It only exists in you. It's so important that you understand that because, again, what you are aware of, you are in control of. But what you are not aware of is in control of you. There is nothing in the history of this planet, and I don't even know you, but I know this. There's nothing in the history of this planet that has ever upset you. There is nothing in the history of this planet that has the power to disturb you. Nothing can disturb your peace. Peace is not what happens when everything outside of you is in perfect alignment with what you think should be. Peace is what happens when you are standing in the eye of the storm called your life, and you understand that the only thing that can disrupt your peace in that moment is the meaning that you give to the chaos that's happening outside of you. That's the only thing that can disrupt your peace. The only thing. Put me in the eye of the storm. It doesn't matter what's happening outside of you. If you need everything to go the way you need it to go, and the people to talk to you a certain way, and people to love you and show up for you and believe in you, and everybody has to be quiet, move through the house a certain way so that they don't disrupt your peace, you lack emotional intelligence. Peace is not something that comes to you. It's something that comes from you. Peace is what you bring to the environment. It's not what you expect from the environment. Peace is when you understand from a self-awareness perspective that nothing has the power to disturb your peace. It's coming from the meaning that you give to what's happening. It's coming from your reaction to things. Anytime that your peace is disturbed, it's because you're having a negative reaction to something, but you provide the reaction. Reality doesn't provide the reaction. You provide the reaction. Reality only provides the stimulus, and what it's teaching you in that moment is that you are not self-aware. What reality is teaching you in that moment is that you cannot control your peace, because your peace is being controlled by the things that are happening outside of you. There can be an entire storm going on outside of you, and it shouldn't matter. Nothing has the power to disturb your peace. Only the meaning that you give to what's happening in your external world disrupts your peace. But it's not something that you seek, it's something that you are. It's important for you to understand that. Peace is not something that you seek, it's something that you are. Happiness is not something that you seek, it's something that you are. Love is not something that you seek, it's something that you are. It's almost like when I hear people say, "Oh, coach, I'm so in love." That terrifies me. Right then and there, right in that moment, I get terrified. The moment I hear somebody say that. How did love manage to fall in love? Love is what you are. It's not what you fall into. That's programming and conditioning. You stand next to love. You don't fall into it. All right, let's get busy getting busy. Yeah, it's what you are. You stand next to love. You don't fall into it. You fall into it, that you're in trouble. Daystar, I see you. 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 So again, that's such an important piece as far as you guys just really locking in and understanding. Like I said, you know, nothing in reality, nothing in life has the power to upset you. If you don't gain mastery over that, you will always be a slave to people, places, and things. You will always be a slave to the moment. You will always be a slave to the environment, because you're going to feel justified in hanging on to your negative feelings, because you're going to think that your negative feelings are coming from the things that are happening outside of you, and they're not. All upset exists in you. Okay, well, what's the mastery in it, coach? It's a 3-step process. 3-step process. Here's the mastery right here. Get in touch with the negative feeling. Get in touch with it. And the reason why you want to get in touch with the negative feeling is because the negative feeling is coming from you. Most people are depressed and they don't even realize that they're depressed. And it's only when they make contact with joy that they realize just how depressed they were. So step 1, get in touch with the negative feeling. Why? Because it's your ally, it's not your enemy. Step 2, understand that the feeling is in you. It's not in reality. It's not in your significant other. It's not in your boss. It's not in reality. It's not in your kids. It's just in you. So stop trying to change your significant other. Stop trying to change your friends. Stop trying to get the world to bend, shape, and mold to be what you want it to be, and to understand in that moment that the one that needs to change is you. When you raise your level of awareness, everything around you changes in that moment. You don't need to change people, you need to change yourself. Why? Because people are reality, and you're having a negative reaction to people. And the reason why you're having a negative reaction to people, because you have programming and conditioning. You don't see the world the way that it is. You see the world the way that you are. So anytime that you meet some person and they're out of alignment with what you think is right, with what you think is beautiful, with what you think is fill in the blank, you punish yourself. The problem is not the person. The problem is your reaction to the person. Need you to understand that. You don't need to change people. Don't change anyone. Change yourself. Because even if you could change the person, you're still stuck. You still got that version of you that you're going to continue to attract from, and you're going to meet more people like the person that you're trying to change. Change yourself. And when you change, the world around you changes simultaneously to match the change in you. Number 3, don't identify with the emotion. That's the biggest mistake you'll ever make. So many of you guys are suffering right now because you are identifying with the negative feelings. You're identifying with your negative emotions. You're saying, I am depressed. I am unhappy. I am sad. No, you are not your emotions. You never will be, and you can't be. But by some strange trick of the mind, you've convinced yourself that you are your depression. That's why you suffer. You convinced yourself that you are the unhappiness. You've convinced yourself that you are your anger, that you are your frustration, and you're not. When you say I am, you shift from being what God created you to be, and you become a reflection of whatever it is you're identifying with in that moment. That's what I need you to understand. All of the negative feelings are coming from what you're identifying with. You can be depressed and be blissfully happy at the same time. I need you to understand that. You don't have a deep understanding of happiness and how happiness works. The depression cloud can be in my sky all day long. I don't identify with it. What is it doing? It's indicating something to me. It's indicating that I need to change something about my life. I need to change something about the way I'm thinking. I need to change something with respect to something that I'm clinging to or something that I'm attached to that no longer adds value to me. But that has nothing to do with my happiness. My happiness is like, okay, the depression cloud is here. Take action. But because I don't identify with that particular cloud in my sky, I'm not saying I am this. I see that it's there, and I understand that there's something that it's indicating to me. And if I can take care of it right then and now, I'm going to take care of it. But if I can't, I'll get to it later. But what I'm not going to do is allow it to disrupt my internal state of being. And that's what you guys are doing. You're saying, I'm depressed and I'm unhappy. Everything's over with now. You done ruined the whole party. Because of that identification right there, you ruined the whole party. The depression was fine. It wasn't bothering you. It bothered you because you jumped on it. It bothered you because you're identifying with it. It ain't no different than a fly being in your house. If you focus on the fly, you chasing the fly, and all of these other things like that, you become a part of the problem. Let's let the fly be what it is, and it'll settle somewhere and leave you alone. Does that make sense? So again, step 1 is simple. Get in touch with the negative feeling. Right? Get in touch with the negative feeling. It's so important that you get in touch with the negative feeling. Why? Because the negative feeling is on your side. It's letting you know that there's something in your environment. One more time, the movie called your life. Something in that movie One of those characters in that movie is no longer serving you. One of those characters in that movie called your life is no longer adding value to you. Something that you are clinging to, something that you are attached to, something that you are holding on to. It's time for you to let go of it. And that cloud's going to continue to show up in your life until you let go of the thing. Step 2, the feeling is in you. So stop trying to change your significant other to be what you want them to be. See, this is what you got to understand. The moment that you try and change what is into what you want it to be, you're no longer understanding what is. That's why trying to change people is the worst thing in the world. The moment that you try to change what is into what you want it to be, you're no longer evaluating and appreciating what is. You're rejecting what is. The moment that your partner tries to change you, they're no longer understanding you. And they want you to transform yourself into a version of you that aligns with the way that they see the world. So how can you love me? How can you value me? How can you appreciate me if you need me to change to be what you need me to be so that you won't upset yourself? Right? And then step 3, like I said, you don't identify with the negative emotion, period, ever. The negative emotions come, no identification. They get no energy. They're just indicators, like the check engine light on your car. They're just indicators. You don't freak out when the check engine light comes on. You look at the check engine light and you say, okay, I know I got a situation that I need to address and I'm going to get, that's it. Nothing else to talk about. No identification, no stress, no worry, no depression. Why? Because I didn't jump on the emotion. That's what you're doing. It's that identification. It's the, oh, I'm so unhappy and oh, I'm so stressed out and oh, I'm so this and so that. No, man. You didn't. That's where your frequency went all the way down. That's why you're unhappy now. That's why you're all of those things. No, nothing should be able to take you out of alignment with your I. Nothing. Nothing. That's why awareness is so important. Step 3 is don't identify with the negative feelings. Don't identify. Don't say I am depressed. Don't say I am unhappy. Don't say I am angry. I am sad. You're identifying. In that moment, you change energetically. In that moment, you change and you stop being the version of you that God created and you start identifying by some strange trick of the mind. You start identifying as the emotion. You're saying, I am this and I am that. And it's humanly impossible for you to be that. Humanly impossible. But it's the identification that hurts you more than anything else. Because you're going to experience all of the negative feelings that are associated with that. Your frequency is going to come down. You're vibrating low now. You're operating out of lower mind. You're not tapped into self-awareness. You're not tapped into self-mastery at that moment. Everything is out the window in that moment. That makes sense? All right. See, all of your emotional and psychological pain is self-created. Not some of it, all of it. That's the most important thing. That's the most important component to everything that we're talking about right now. All of your emotional and psychological pain is all self-created. You are punishing you. And you're punishing you because the world does not align with your computer's programming and conditioning. You've got programming and conditioning. What's my programming and conditioning? Everything that has happened to you leading up to this moment. All of the experiences, all of the heartache, all of the failures, all of the trauma, the childhood trauma, the mistakes, the setbacks, the letdowns, all of those things. That's your programming and conditioning. Those are the glasses that you use to see the world. And as you're scanning your reality, anything that's out of alignment with your mental checklist of what you think is right, you punish yourself in that moment. Man, you got to break that. That's why self-awareness is so important, because 99.9% of all of the problems that you have in your life, your own mind is creating. It's producing the fear, it's producing the unhappiness, it's producing the worry, it's producing the anxiety. Come on, you're too powerful for that. You are source energy. You don't identify with any labels. You don't identify with people's opinions and what they think about you. You don't chase love because you are love. You don't chase happiness because you are happiness. You don't chase joy because it's what you are. But you block those things from your life. You block their presence in your life when you are operating out of lower mind, when you're operating out of your programming and conditioning, because again, you're driven by your ego personality. Your ego always wants to be right. It always wants to be seen in the right light. It wants everyone to accept it and to like it and to love it, to all of those things. And the moment that something is out of alignment with what you think is right, you upset yourself. How will you ever become the most powerful version of yourself moving through life like that? Self-awareness is the coldest thing on the planet, because your PhDs are not self-awareness. Your MBAs are not self-awareness. Your bachelor's degrees are not self-awareness. All of the information that you've acquired throughout the history of your life is not self-awareness. Wisdom is not self-awareness. Knowledge is not self-awareness. Only self-awareness is self-awareness. It's a standalone thing. And it's deeper than anything that you've experienced. Why? Because it's spiritual intelligence. That's why they don't teach it anywhere, because people don't want you to know how powerful you are. You already are the medicine. You already are the solution. You already are the answer to everything that you've been searching for. You are the answer. You don't go looking for the answer. You got to start being the answer. How's the answer looking for answers? Just help me understand. We got a problem when the answer is looking for answers, when the solution is looking for solutions. You the solution. What you mean you looking? That makes sense? Come on, Quana. Come on, Quana. Therapy is not self-awareness. Religion is not self-awareness. Don't ever get that confused. Let me tell you something about that therapy. And bless their hearts. They're doing the best that they can do. Let me tell you something about it. Let me paint a picture for you. We talk in words, but we think in pictures. So let me paint a picture for you. There was a man, and he was riding on a train. And he had just come back from the war. It's a long, long, long time ago. He had just come back from the war. He's riding on this train, had this huge parcel on his lap. And the train conductor walked up and he said, "What's that on your lap? It looks heavy." Now he had everything wrapped in this huge brown paper bag. He said, "It's an unexploded bomb." The train conductor said, "What? That's an unexploded bomb." He said, "Yeah, it's an unexploded bomb." He said, "I'm taking it to the police station right now." Guess what the train conductor told him? "You don't want to carry that on your lap. Put it under the seat." That's what he told him. Take the bomb from your lap and put it under the seat, as though that's going to help you. That's my best way of describing and getting you to understand what therapy is doing for you. It's transferring the bomb from your lap to under your seat. It doesn't solve your problems because you are the solution. That's all it's doing, exchanging one problem for another one. You started out with this problem, now you got this problem because now you're addicted to some medication. And I still have the problem. Wait a minute, I still have the problem. Now you put me on this medication, so I've got the problem and the medication all at the same. Damn, I got more problems than I showed up with. When I showed up, I just had the problem. Now I have the problem and an addiction to go with the problem. You just taught me how to live with the problem, not to solve it. Are we not going to live in the truth? I'm just asking. The truth don't get to join in on the conversation. It just transfers exchanges one problem for another problem. You came in with this problem. Now you still got this problem and you got a whole new set of problems. Because now you're getting ready to be addicted to some drug now. And put you on this pill. It's going to calm you down. Make sure that you never become the most powerful version of you. It's going to have you desensitized to everything. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Just make it make sense. So what's the remedy here then, coach? Since you're telling us that, what's the formula? What's the remedy? It's only a 3-step remedy. It's only a 3-step formula. There's only 3 things that you got to master. 3 things. Number 1, the experience. Come on, this is mastery here. This is next level mastery here. There ain't a therapist on the planet that can teach you what I'm getting ready to teach you. Step 1 is the experience. You walk up, here's the experience. Okay, well, what do I need to know about the experience, coach? It's neutral. Let me say this before I even go there. Let me say this to you. Do you know how powerful you really are? Let's not be fancy in the comments. Do you really know how powerful you are? That's okay if you don't. Do you really know how powerful you are? Somebody said clueless. Okay. That's the best answer in the world to me. We say that, but sometimes that's your ego saying that. Somebody said not yet. I appreciate your truth. Somebody said I'm learning. I appreciate that honesty. Somebody said no. Nat said it's coming. Okay. The question was, do you really know how powerful you are? Not from your ego. Your ego is going to tell you. Your ego is going to say yes, even if you don't know. That's the problem with ego. Let me tell you something that you probably have never thought about in the history of your life. You are so powerful that you even give God meaning. Think about what I'm saying. You are so powerful that you give meaning to God, and nothing is above him. All meaning with respect to what God is comes from you. Think about what I'm saying. You could take 100 people. Why is there non-believers? Think about what I'm saying. Every single person, God made us to be so powerful that he even allows you to give meaning to what he is in your life. All meaning to what he is comes from you. He does not come with a built-in meaning. You give him meaning. And the moment that you give him meaning, you give him power in your life. Now, the person next to you may be giving a totally different meaning, which means that they're going to have a totally different experience of him. This dude over here may not be giving meaning at all. He may say, Coach, I don't believe in God. There's nothing I can do about that. Come on, live in the truth. You never even thought about this. God loved you so much that not only did he give you the ability to not love him if you chose not to, and he wouldn't feel any type of way. He said, I'm going to make you to be so powerful that even if you decide not to give me that love back, I'll be fine with that. I'm going to make you so powerful that you will give meaning to me. And the meaning that you give me will control the quality of life that you experience. The meaning that you attach to me will unlock the most powerful version of you. The meaning that you attach to me will unlock belief. The meaning that you attach to me will unlock faith. The meaning that you attach to me will unlock unconditional love. But I'm going to give you the power to experience as much of me as you want or as little as me as you want. But the power is in your hands. Come on. You can't find something that loves you more than that. What can you find that loves you more than that? And the strength of the meaning that you give him in your life is what unlocks more and more and more of what you experience. But if God came with a built-in meaning, catch what I'm saying. If he came with the built-in meaning, then everyone would love him and then the world would be out of balance. He gave that power to us. That's why you got some people that don't believe in him. You got some people that do. Some people that are high achievers, some people that are not. But he gives that power to you. I don't control what he means to you. He doesn't control what he means to you. Only you control what he means to you. And based on the strength of that meaning that you attach to his name is what's going to unlock the greatest version of you or no version of you at all. That's the most beautiful thing in the world, in my opinion. Think about what I'm saying. Look at what I'm saying. If God came with a built-in meaning, then we would all have this blissful love for him. We would all be walking around in nirvana. We would all be believers. But you have so many people that don't believe in him. Why? Because he doesn't come with the built-in meaning. And the people that don't believe in him attach a negative meaning to him, which is why they don't experience what you experience. That's why. When I discovered that shadow boxing with my mentors, when I discovered that, it was mind blowing. I'd never thought of that. You can become the most powerful version of yourself, but it's all predicated on the meaning that you choose to attach to your relationship with him, period. But the same thing applies to your relationship with your significant other. The meaning that you attach to the relationship with your significant other is what creates what you experience. Think about what I'm saying. You either give it a negative experience, attach a negative meaning to that situation, which means you damn near finna get a divorce or break up, or you're attaching some powerful meaning to that particular situation and you guys are head over heels in love with each other. But the meaning is coming from you. Oh, he was cold when he did that. Did you say paradigm shift? He was cold when he did that. When he did that right there, he was cold. He said, I'm going to let you experience as much as me as you want to experience, and no one else can control what you experience because you control the volume on the meaning. You control the volume. Some people are walking around, they got him on 1. Some people are got him walking around, it's all the way on 100. Some people are got him walking around, it's on 0 because they don't believe in him. But you control the volume. You got to find yourself first. I hear you, Yessie. I just wanted to toss that in. I just wanted you to catch that. Not asking you to do anything with it. I just wanted to share that with you because I don't think most people, we don't really realize how powerful we are. That's why I'm saying in the strength of the meaning that you attach to that situation is really going to determine the quality of life that you experience. So you're the one in control of it. That's all I'm saying. You're in control of the strength of the meaning. You're in control of the volume lever on the meaning. It's all coming from you. And anytime that a person is sad or you're depressed or you're unhappy or you're whatever the case may be, right? Somehow, some way you've turned that volume down. Somehow, some way, here's the paradigm shift. Somehow, some way you've turned the volume down. You probably don't even have it on at all. Does that make sense? You should be at peace. Right now, that should just bring you all the way peace. That should bring you peace. We talked about this earlier, and since I'm saying that, let me just say this. Because we talked about this earlier. And I gave it to the people this morning, so let me give it to you guys as well. This should bring you, the combination of these two should bring you all the peace in the world. Just a combination of these two things right here. That one that I just gave you, right? And this right here. In self, I need you to catch this right here. I'm getting ready to give you something that should take all of the weight off your spirit right now. Most beautiful thing in the world, in my opinion. In awareness. I'm just talking about awareness right now. We're not talking about anything else. In awareness. The word sin means that you are disconnected from your divine essence. That's it. In awareness. The word sin means that you're asleep. And any time that you are disconnected from your divine essence, any time that you're asleep, whatever you do while you're in your sleep state, whatever you do while you are disconnected from your Father in that moment is fine. There's no punishment there. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be worried about. He's not looking at you from a negative perspective because he understood the moment that you became disconnected from him because maybe you were operating out of your programming and conditioning. Maybe you were operating out of your hurt or out of your trauma or out of your pain. And watch this. I need you to catch this. And I'm saying this with all of the love in my body right now. I need you to catch this. He knows what you were. The day you showed up, the day that you were born, you were the closest thing on the planet to him. The day that you were born, you were unconditional love. The day that you were born, you were happiness. The day that you were born, you were joy, you were bliss. How did I become those things, coach? Because you didn't have any programs in your mind. There was no racism in your mind. There was no hatred in your mind. There were no assumptions about other people and judgments about other people in your mind. There was no evil in your mind. All of those things happened to you because certain people gained access to you and they started to project their unhealed wounds onto you. They started to project their fears onto you. They started to project their hurt and their pain onto you. They started to project their perspectives and all of these things got projected onto you. He knows that. He knows that. But we've been programmed and conditioned by people who don't know what they're talking about. And you think, oh, you a sinner and you sin this and you sin that and you a bad person. You didn't attach this label on yourself, never realizing and understanding that sin in awareness means, when I'm talking about spiritual intelligence, sin in awareness means that you're just disconnected from your Father. That's the sin. The sin is not the thing that you do. The sin is what happens when you become disconnected from him. That's what he's worried about. He's not worried about what you go and do once you become disconnected. He's worried about the fact that you were disconnected to begin with. And then he's going to start sending people in your life. He's going to start sending things in your life. He's going to start sending certain situations in your life that are trying to move you back closer to him. That's all it is. Take the pressure off of you. Take people's opinions off of you. You are not a sinner. You are a child of God. You are the evidence of everything that he is. And there will be moments when your trauma speaks. There will be moments when your ego speaks. There will be moments when your pain speaks, and all of those things. He understands that. Stop listening to these people that don't know who they are, that don't know who he is, trying to tell you what you are. Make you feel like you need to go talk to them and confess things to them and tell them about where you went wrong. And they've made just as many mistakes as you, have failed just as many times as you. Sin in awareness means that you are disconnected from your Father. That's it. That's all. If you add any more to it, if you add any more thinking than what I just gave you, you're going to end up somewhere else. The moment I learned this, it gave me all of the freedom in life. I stopped punishing myself. I stopped listening to other people who don't know who they are, don't even have a powerful relationship with him. Other people's relationship with him will never be your relationship with him. You keep reading about everyone else's relationship with him and this person did this. That's not true. Other people's keys will not open the door to who you are. Man, you got to understand that. You got to go deep inside and unlock the door called you. My story won't unlock you. The pastor's story won't unlock you. The therapist's story won't unlock you. The psychiatrist's story won't unlock you. Only your story will. The day you stop running from it, the day you stop avoiding things, your life begins where all of your fears end. Because that's where you find God. He's standing at the edge of everything that you're afraid of. Going back to my original point, the purpose in life, your purpose in life, the first one, there'll be many, but I'm talking about the first one because can't get to the second one, we don't master the first one. The purpose in life, your purpose in life, is to be the most authentic version of yourself. Just starting from now. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. We're not worried about yesterday. But just starting from this moment, because if we don't get to that place, we can't get anywhere else. You have to show up from this moment moving forward as the most authentic version of yourself. No more turning down the volume on your voice. No more not speaking your truth. Why? Because your voice is your power. And what do you think you're signaling in that moment? If you turn down the volume on your voice because you are afraid to lose this person, if you can't speak your truth in the relationship, why are you even in it? Help me understand. If you can't speak your truth in your own relationship, why are you there? God is not there. I can promise you that. If you can't speak your truth in the relationship, he's not even there. And what version of yourself is showing up in those moments? Let me say it this way. Who's loving you in the moments when you're not? Who's showing up for you in the moments when you're not? Who's showing up for you in the moments when you turn down the volume on your voice? Who's showing up for you in the moments when you accept less than you deserve? Who's the replacement person for you when you stop showing up for you? Just tell me what the name of that person is. Who do we need to call when you don't show up for you? Who do we need to call when you're not loving you? Who do you need to call when you're afraid to rock the boat in your own relationship and you walking on eggshells? Who do we call? No, don't put God in that. God cannot bother doing for you what he gave you the power to do for yourself. You guys have to know the story about the man and the camel. Tell me that you know that story. Oh, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Because it's going to help you to understand. We don't understand the relationship with him. You don't understand that. Watch this real quick. This was centuries ago. There was a man. This is back when they were riding camels and all these other things like that. There was a man, he rode his camel. He was going to meet with his friends. And he pulled up to this little place, this little saloon where they were going to go in and have drinks and smoke and do different things like that. Just hang out with his friends. And so he pulled up with his camel and he said to God in that moment, God, I love you so much. And he did. He said, I love you so much that I'm going to entrust my camel with you. I'm not going to even tie it up. And then he walked inside and he met with his friends. And they sat there for about 5 or 10 minutes. And he said that very thing to his friend. He said, I love God so much that I left my camel outside and I didn't even tie him up. The man looked at him. This is his best friend. He said, you fool. Go and tie your camel up, because God cannot bother doing for you what he gave you the power to do for yourself. Every single problem that we have in this world is man-made. What are you waiting on him for? He's not going to pull you out of the toxic relationship. That's what he gave you the power to do. He's not going to change your partner. He's expecting you to move away from anything that's no longer adding value to you. Why? Because if he keeps rescuing you from all of these situations and pulling you out of this situation after situation, he's making you weak. You don't see that? If every single time that something goes wrong and he's got to pull you out of this and pull you out of that, what does he need you for? If every single time I got to come and put some training wheels on you, I'm making you weak. I'm not making you strong. He needs you to be strong. And in that moment, what that relationship is reflecting to you, or the disrespect is reflecting to you, is that you're not loving yourself in that moment. That's what it's reflective of. You are the evidence of what he is. God cannot bother doing for you what he gave you the power to do for yourself. That's why the suffering is a gift. Because the suffering is indicating to you that it's time to let go. The suffering is indicating to you that the relationship has hit its expiration date. The suffering is indicating to you that it's time for you to move on. And until you realize that, until you become disillusioned with the relationship, you're going to stay in the relationship. And he's okay with you staying in the relationship, because he would rather you stay in that relationship and hit rock bottom than to pull you out of the relationship, but leave the version of you that attracted that person to you to begin with. Leave the version of you that tolerated the disrespect. Leave the version of you that tolerated the abuse. What about that version of you? You ain't thinking about that? When he pulls you out of the situation, you still that person that tolerated the disrespect. You're still that person that tolerated the abuse. So he needs you to stay in your suffering. You've got to utilize suffering to end your suffering. Period. The problem is that you've attached a negative meaning to suffering because you're listening to everyone else. Suffering is a gift because it's letting you know when you're out of alignment with him. It's letting you know when you're out of alignment with your highest and best self. It's letting you know when you're out of alignment with truth. That's the only thing that the suffering in your life is coming to tell you. You're so busy suppressing the suffering. Why? Because you still have a desire to be with that person. Because you're ignoring the red flags and hopes for green flags later. What I need you to understand is this. Anything that you let slide in your relationship becomes the new normal. Anything that you let slide in your relationship will become the thing that sinks the ship later. Just understand that. I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm not asking you to call anybody. I'm not asking you to climb some mountain. What I want you to understand is this. Anything that you let slide in your relationship not only becomes the new normal, but it will become the number one reason why your relationship is ending. And what God is doing in that moment is he's showing you the preview to the end of the movie up front. And what's mind-blowing is you saw it. See, the person that we need to talk to is the version of you that let things slide. The person that we need to talk to is the version of you that saw the red flags but looked away. The person that we need to talk to is the version of you that turned down the volume on your voice. That's who we want to talk to. We don't want to talk to the person. I don't want to talk to your partner. I want to talk to the version of you that accepted all of that to begin with. Because if we don't get rid of that version of you, you're going to continue to attract people that are attracted to that version of you, which means you're going to meet the same demon in a different body. But see, what we do, we're always focused on the person. Oh, coach, he needs to change. Coach, she needs to change. They need to change. No, you need to change. And the moment that you change, everything around you changes. But if you don't change yourself, you're going to continue to attract people that are attracted to the unhealed version of you. The version of you that was putting up with things that you never should have put up with to begin with. That's who we need to change. And when we change that version of you, everything else changes at the same time. The most important thing that you will ever build in your life is you. You are your most important project. Don't tell me about the relationship. The relationship is not the most important project. The most important project is you. But see, when we don't understand self-awareness, you're so focused on building and protecting the relationship that you're not building the one that created and manifested the relationship. Make it make sense. Are we not going to talk about that? We're not going to talk about that? We're so busy trying to protect and save the relationship and wondering who's cheating and who's doing this and where they at and what are they doing. You focus on the wrong thing. If you got to worry about your relationship, you're already in the wrong relationship. If worry is anywhere in your mindset, there's already a problem because your intuition is telling you something that you know is right, but you maybe can't put your finger on in that moment. Come on. You're talking to a great white right now. You got to wake up, man. The most important thing that you should be building is yourself. See, you don't understand hedonic adaptation. That's the problem. You don't understand that too much access to anything is a bad thing. Too much access to you, you allowing people to have too much access to you is the worst mistake you will ever make in the history of mistakes. You don't even see it. I said giving people too much access to you is the worst mistake that you will ever make in the history of mistakes. Let me qualify it for you, just in case you puzzled right now. If I take you to Disneyland every single day, on the first day, you're going to be jumping out the gym. Oh, coach, I'm so happy and I'm so excited and all of these things. Day number 2, you're going to be happy. But you're not going to be as happy as you were the first day. A week later, let me tell you what you're going to say. Oh, coach, we going back to Disneyland? Yeah, come on, we going back. All right. You done rode all the rides now. A month later, Zero excitement. A year later, you're tired of it. Freeze, that's Disneyland. You won't even compare to Disneyland. So think about what I'm saying. So when you waking up every single day, you got the same routine, the same habits, the same this, the same that, all of those things. You got to understand you got a quantum computer sitting here. Your brain figures out things quick. And the moment that it figures things out, it gets bored with things. That's why you got books on your shelf right now that you haven't read. You know I ain't lying. You know I'm telling you the truth. You got books on your shelf right now that you haven't read. Why? Because your brain got bored with it. And that's a whole book. That's what happens to us. So when you're not growing every day, when you're not evolving every day, when you're not emerging every day, when you're not becoming greater, stronger, better, smarter, faster every single day, you're giving your partner the same version of you every day. And trust me, they'll pretend. Oh, they're going to become a master at pretending. But they're already bored with the relationship. That's why relationships fall apart, because people stop growing, because you made the focus all about the relationship and you stop growing. You stop taking care of yourself. You stop working out consistently. You stop investing in yourself. You stop doing things with your friends. You stop traveling. Everything became about you and this little relationship. That's the key. You have to understand hedonic adaptation. Your partner will play the role, or they're going to become a master at playing the role, but the brain is already bored because you're giving them the same thing. It ain't no different than a movie. Gladiator is my favorite movie. I've seen it 10 times. I don't need to see it 20 times, and that's a movie. You with this person every single day. You don't want to watch the same TV show every single day. I don't give a damn how much you like the show. You won't even laugh at the jokes anymore because you'll be so bored with it after you've seen it for 6 months straight, seen it for a year straight. Think about what I'm saying. If you watch a movie, your favorite movie, and I ain't just talking about no random movie, your favorite movie, if you watch it every single day, I promise you, at the end of a year, you're going to be begging me to change the channel. That's what your relationship is like. You didn't know that? But when you're growing and you're becoming a different version of yourself every single day, I stay ahead of hedonic adaptation. Or one more time, what's hedonic adaptation? Hedonic adaptation is the psychological phenomenon where whatever you gain access to, you're going to be the happiest you are with respect to that thing. That's why your car doesn't bring all of that joy and happiness. That's why your house doesn't bring all of that joy and happiness. That's why that bag that you stressed yourself out to go and get is just sitting in your closet somewhere. That's why your favorite outfit doesn't do it for you anymore. Why? Because the day you received that thing, you were the happiest you were ever going to be when you got it. God was smart when he did this. Why? Because he wants you to have experiences, not to cling to the same experience, but to have multiple experiences, because every time you have a new experience, you unlock a different version of yourself. So it's all about chasing experiences, not people. You chase experiences because the experience is what unlocks what was already in you the entire time. Chase experiences, but somebody tricked us into chasing people. We run around here chasing people, and they chasing other people. See, the most important thing, that's the truth knocking at the door. The most important thing you can do is to become the most powerful version of yourself, because then everybody is chasing you. That means that I wake up every single day, I'm going to the gym. I wake up every single day, I'm investing in myself. I'm waking up every single day. I have a routine, I have a system, right, that I'm doing every single day. I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm studying emotional intelligence, I'm studying self-mastery, I'm studying self-awareness. I've got a powerful mentor. I've got all of these different things. I'm not sitting around and sitting up underneath my partner all day long, binge watching Netflix. I'm growing. And then when I do sit down with my partner, I'm teaching them something in that moment that they didn't know yesterday. So I'm like a walking encyclopedia. Every time they see me, they learn something new. I'm like TED Talk now. Now I'm exciting. Versus I'm sitting around and my partner is bored with me because I'm always the same person every single day. Some of you guys have been in relationships for 5 years, 10 years with the same person, and it's the same thing every day. Same restaurant, same movie theater, same here, same there. Everything is the same. That's why you're bored with your life. I'm telling you, that's what happens. That's why you're bored with it. Because everything is the same. And that part right there, and you only get one life, but you live in your life like you got 1,000 years of living. I'm telling you, the most important project you will ever work on is called you. You are the most important project, and you need to be working and building that project called you every single day so that people don't get bored, so that when people have access to you, they feel so lucky to have access to you in that moment. You always on the go. You've always got things going on. You at the gym, you working out, you in your little groups, you going to meditation, you may be doing yoga or doing a kickboxing class. You're always growing, working on your business, writing a book. You always are growing and evolving. Everything in nature grows. Human beings are the only creatures on the planet where growth is optional. It's the most mind-blowing thing in the world. Everything else in nature only wants to grow. You leave your house for 2 weeks, and when you come back, tell me how tall your grass has grown. It only wants to grow. The flowers are going to be growing. The trees are growing. Everything is growing. It's only optional for human beings. But we're supposed to be the smartest ones. God's best, highest creation. How did growth become optional for us? Because we've been programmed and conditioned to operate out of our comfort zone. That's why. You think you fear the unknown. What you fear is the loss of the known. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of losing everything that you're already grown familiar with. Man, you got to grow every single day, or people are going to get bored with you. And then that's where the disrespect comes in. That's where people are not valuing you. That's where the people are not appreciating you. That's where they're not seeing you. That's where they're not putting that 5-star respect on your name, because you don't. Every single person will only be a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. I promise you, you set the standard. And when you don't set the standard will never be set. Diamonds don't come with the built-in price tag. We set the price on diamonds. Houses don't come with the built-in price tag. We set the price on houses. And you don't come with the built-in price tag either, which means that you have to set the price on you. And once you set that price, you got to stand on that. What are you worth? I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm talking about being mentally rich. I'm talking about being spiritually rich. I'm talking about being emotionally rich. And the combination of those things will bring financial wealth to your life. But you got to be rich here first. Because whatever I've got going on here, I'm getting ready to project that out onto my reality. I transform myself into medicine. I transform myself into the blessing. I transform myself into the solution. So I can go anywhere in the world. I'm going to be an asset no matter where I go. Why? Because I worked on the most important project called me. Wasn't chasing anyone. I'm not looking for anyone to believe in me. I wasn't looking for anyone to value me. I just love myself enough to put in the work. Put in the work on you. So you got to understand that God already gave you the business. The business is you. It's not the thing that you go out in the world and create. The thing that you go out in the world and create is only the thing that you give birth to. The business is coming from you. The shoes come from you. The car comes from you. The relationship comes from you. The friends come from you. Everything is coming from you. So how did you get put on the back burner when you are the #1 asset in your life? There is no greater asset in your life than you. Everything else is only the extension or the byproduct of the value that you bring to the moment. That's it. The business is the byproduct of you. The kids, the byproduct of you. The car, the clothes, the jewelry, all the byproduct of you. How did you get put on the back burner when you're the #1 performing asset that you have? You are the performing asset. You got to change your relationship with yourself now. You're the one behind everything. But see, watch this, Sammy. But we don't take care of ourselves. You're the performing asset in your life. You are a walking, talking ATM machine. You are the human manifestation of value. How did value get surrounded by things that are devaluing you? Help me do the math on that. Why is value not surrounded by more value? How did value is what you are. This ain't a play on words. Value is what you are. Everything comes from you. If I remove you out of the situation, the relationship is gone. I remove you out of the situation, the job is gone. I remove you out of the situation, the kids is gone. Everything is coming from you. So how did value get surrounded by things that are devaluing you? Make it make sense, because that's how God is looking at you. Think about what I'm saying. This is not a play on words. This is not philosophy here. This is awareness. This is you wake up. You are the human manifestation of value. That's how powerful God made you. Everything that you touch, you add value to. The moment you walk in a room, value just stepped in. The moment you sit in the car, value just sat down. The moment that you walk in the house becomes a building because you can think your way into anything in that property. You are the value. You never allow value. You never allow something that is devaluing you to have access to you in any way, shape, or form. I don't give a damn if I got to walk on broken glass from here to New York. I'd rather do it than to be in the same room with a person that's disrespecting me. I would rather do it than to be in the room with a person that doesn't see my worth. I would rather do it than to be in a room with a person that has me questioning myself when my Father created me to be valued. That means that I have to walk, act, talk, and think like there are no limitations to my personal abilities because I am the limitation. There are no external limitations. You are your only limitation. You are the limitation. The limitation is you. Period. The limitation is you. So you got to think like that farmer. Or that farmer, whoop, that farmer might be the baddest boy walking. We don't give him credit. Or that farmer, whoo, lethal. See, what you got to understand is that your mind is the soil, and every thought that you entertain is the seed that gets planted in your soil. And whatever you plant, that's what you will harvest. So if you're planting seeds of doubt, that's what you're going to harvest. If you're planting seeds of fear, that's what you're going to harvest. If you're planting seeds of worry and stress and anxiety, that's what you will harvest. You can't plant seeds of doubt and expect greatness all at the same time. You got to understand that your mind is the soil, and every thought that you entertain is making a down payment on your greatness or making a down payment on you remaining who you are. Pick a side. You're going to become the most powerful version of you, or you're going to stay where you are. Pick a side. You can't stand on both sides of the road. Baddest thing walking is you. Keep telling you that. You around the wrong people. You're around people that are reminding you of who you used to be. You need to surround yourself surround yourself by people that remind you of what you can be and what you can do. I don't have time to talk about yesterday because yesterday is not talking about me. I promise you, we can go everywhere in the world. Yesterday is not talking about you. Stop talking about yesterday. Promise you, yesterday I haven't had a single conversation about you. We'd always knocking on the door. Yesterday, what's going on? Yes, going on? Damn, yesterday. That's old. That's over with. You need to focus all of your energy on this moment and figuring out who you're trying to become and what you need to do and get all of those dead batteries out of your life. We talk about this. Life gives you two things. It gives you jumper cables and dead batteries. The jumper cables are the people that add value to you. The jumper cables are the people that believe in you. The jumper cables are the people that pour into you. The dead batteries are all of the people that make more deposits than they do, make more withdrawals than they do deposits. You got to get all of the dead batteries out of your life, man. Get the dead battery. See, watch this right here. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. When the batteries go out in your remote control, I'm talking about the remote control at your house. When the batteries go out in the remote control at your house, you don't have a problem getting rid of the batteries. Not at all. I'm just going to show you how you've been programmed and conditioned. When the batteries in the remote control at your house go out, I'm talking about you can't even change the channel. Let me tell you what you do. You get up, you go look in that junk drawer that you got in your kitchen. Everybody has one. And you go look for some new batteries. You find the new batteries. You put them in the remote. You throw the old ones away. No problem. But we don't do that when it comes to people. You'll have people in your life that you can clearly see is a dead battery in your life, not adding value to your life. Have you questioning your work? Have you out of alignment with with your divine essence and all? But you allow those people to stay. But you won't allow the dead batteries in the remote to stay. When you start looking at your life and when you start removing things like you do the dead batteries in that remote, that's when your whole life gonna change. So the whole life gonna change. I'd rather hang on to the dead batteries in the remote than to hang on to the dead batteries called people. I can get up and change the TV myself. I can't change these people. Only way I'm going to change those people is to remove those people out of my life. Dead batteries and jumper cables. You need more jumper cables in your life. Get the dead batteries out of your life. Some of you guys on this live right now, you got some of them in your life right now. That's the reason why you feel stuck. See, stuck is a decision. Most people will never tell you that. The life you want lives on the opposite side of the decisions that you're afraid to make. Oh, coach, it takes time. It takes time to change. That's a lie you're telling yourself. Change doesn't take time. Change takes a decision. Making the decision to leave that toxic relationship, the relationship changes immediately. Making the decision to stop drinking and smoking, your health changes immediately. The moment that you make a decision, everything changes immediately. You don't need time. What you need to do is make a decision. Time is the excuse that you give yourself so that you can stay in the situation that you're in. Come on, man, you're talking to one of the best. Oh, it's going to take me some time. No, what you're saying is I'm going to hang on to this thing until I hit rock bottom, and then maybe I'll start to change my life. No, change starts with a single decision. You can make a decision right now to leave that toxic relationship. You can make a decision right now to stop doing anything that doesn't serve you. You can make a decision right now to stop doing anything that takes you out of alignment with God's blessing on your life. You can make that decision right now. You don't want to make the decision because making the decision means, see, people aren't looking for a cure. Because cures are too painful. A cure is you walking away from the relationship. A cure is you stop doing the things that's hurting you. The cure is you removing yourself from anything that's not serving you. That's the cure. That's called a decision. What you're looking for is a remedy. A remedy is, how can I hang on to this person? And then, coach, can you get me to figure out how to make them love me again? Coach, can you get me to figure out how to help them see my worth again? Coach, can you get me to figure out how to help them see my value again? Most people are not looking for a cure because the cure is too painful. The cure is simple. Walk away from the thing that's hurting you. That's the cure. You're looking for a solution or a remedy. You want a remedy. I want to hang on to the thing that's hurting me, but can you get this thing, coach, to see me how it used to see me in the beginning? Can you do that for me, coach? Can you figure out how to get this person to jumpstart the love for me again? Can you figure out how to get this person to jumpstart the belief again? Can you get this person to see my value and my worth again? Can you do that for me, coach? Because I don't want to let go of the thing that's hurting me, coach. Make it make sense. I'm not asking you to change anything. I'm just asking you to make it make sense. Don't change anything. See, change is the essence of life. You have to be willing to surrender who you are now for who you could become later. I said change is the essence of life. You have to be willing to surrender who you are right now for who you can become tomorrow. But most people are afraid of change. And the reason why they're afraid of change is because you're so focused on what change is taken away from you that you have blinded yourself to what change is trying to bring you. You're not paying attention to what change is going to bring because you don't want to let go of what change is going to take away. Because whatever change is taken away, you have some attachment to that thing, so you're not ready to let go of the thing. That's why most people never change. But what do I know? All right. So real quick, for you guys that are new to the platform, welcome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live. Hopefully I didn't disappoint. No, Namita, I appreciate that. But my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery, just helping people to become the most powerful versions of themselves. But most importantly, helping people to understand you've got to get out of your way because you are the problem and the solution in your life. You are a masterpiece and you are a work in progress all at the same time. God already created the masterpiece called you, but you've got to take your mentality up to masterpiece level. You've got to take your self-awareness up to masterpiece level. You got to take your emotional intelligence up to masterpiece level, and then you become the most powerful version of yourself in that moment. So as a coach, I'm just a force multiplier. You're already the greatest version of you, but that version of you is buried underneath your programming and conditioning. That version of you is buried underneath your ego. That version of you is buried underneath everything that the world told you that you should be. So we've got some digging to do. And as long as you bring the desire, I'll bring what we need so that you and I can become creative force, because that's what you need right now. There's nothing more important than the relationship that you have with yourself. And if you think that something else is more important than that primary relationship, take God out of the conversation for a moment. If you think something is more important than the relationship that you have with yourself, then we really have a lot of work to do. Because every single thing in your life is only the extension or the byproduct of you. It's some extension. It's only the fruit to the tree that is you. You are the tree. Everything in your life is only the fruit to your tree. The kids are the fruit. The cars are the fruit. The house, the clothes, the jewelry. It's all just your fruit. That's all it is. The fruit should never have the power to stress the tree out. The fruit should never have the power to abuse the tree or to disrespect the tree. Because the tree is what gives the fruit life. You give life to every single thing in your environment because you give it your energy and attention. You keep everything alive. I need you to understand that. And so if you are truly ready to transform and become the most powerful version of yourself, I encourage you to join my Mindset Masters community tonight. Let's start the process tonight of you becoming the most powerful version of yourself. The Mindset Masters community is simple. I'm going to help you master your mindset. And I've done this for tens of thousands of people all over the world. Probably 200 of those people are on this live right now. And that will tell you that. People that have transformed their life, people that have become the most powerful version of themselves, people that have become so strong that they could literally jump on this live right now and probably do just as good a job as I'm doing, if not better, because they're that good. They're that good. They become that good. I just have to be honest. But that's a testament to my coaching. Right? You always want the student to one day become the master. That's the focus. It's not about me standing over you and waving some flag and saying, look at what I did for you, because I'm not going to do anything for you. You're going to do it for you. I'm just going to give you the information and show you how to apply it so that you can unlock what's already there. So if you are ready to transform and take your life to the next level and have access to all of my live streams, because they're all archived inside of my exclusive community, you're going to have access to my podcast. You're going to have access to me. You're going to have access to 2 other coaches. You're going to have access to every single thing that you need to take your life to the next level is in this community right now. You won't need to look any further than where you are in that moment. And the entire community is going to cost you $1 a day. That's it. $29 a month, no contracts, no obligations, no anything. And the only thing that you need to bring is burning desire. Because if you don't have that, I can't help you. Every single one of my students and every single one of my clients, that's the number one requirement. I don't need you to be the smartest person in the world. It doesn't matter what your problems, failures, or mistakes are. If you can show up with just desire alone, we'll win the game. Okay? Not only that, if you show up and you get signed up tonight, you're going to get a free copy of my book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is a bestseller. You need this book because it's going to help you. It's going to open your mind in a way that's going to, it's what I teach out of. The majority of what I talk about on this live stream is all predicated from what's in my book and what's in future books that I've got coming. So it's all you need. But type me in the comments if you are ready to take me on as your life coach, as your mentor, and as your accountability partner. And let's start the process of transforming you into the most powerful version of yourself. That's it. Best book on the game. Type me if you're really ready to change your life. Don't type me if you're not ready. Because if you're not ready, you need more time, then take more time. And the mindset that I've been teaching this entire time is the mindset that I'm going to see. Mentality is transferable. So this is what you guys are going to have to do. Can somebody copy and paste the link real quick? So yeah, what you guys can do is you got to leave the live, right? Leave outside of the live. You guys can go to go to my link. If you guys go to copy and paste the link, you guys, girl, can you put that up for me? You guys can go to my my profile page. You can go to my profile page and you can, so yeah, two things you can do. You can hold that link down, hold it down for a few seconds, copy and paste that link and put it in your browser. When you put it in your browser, it's going to take you to the sign up page and then you guys will be ready to go. Again, hold that page, put it in your browser and it'll take you to the sign up page. It's going to take you like 1 minute. You guys will be in and then you'll be ready to go. Once you get inside of the community, send me your email address. Right? Send me your email address and then I will get you a copy of the book by tomorrow. So yeah, just copy and paste the link, hold that link down, put it in your browser, go and get signed up. It's going to take you like a minute to get signed up and then you're going to be locked in. And then send me your email address so that way I can get you guys a copy of Liz, you said you got it, Liz? Awesome. Yeah. The community is for men too. And we're going live inside of the community tomorrow. I'll be going live exclusively tomorrow night inside of the community. So I will not be here tomorrow night. I'll be going live inside of the community tomorrow night. I appreciate that. Thank you. Any questions regarding the community that I can answer for you guys? I'm doing well. Thank you so much, Liz. Yeah, we go super hard. We go hard inside the community. Yes, I do one-on-one coaching. Yes, I do one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. But let me tell you what's mind-blowing. And this is going to help you to understand that it's not about money for me. Hopefully this will help you to understand that. I do one-on-one coaching, right? But all of my students inside of the community have all transformed. And none of them have needed me as a coach. Not one of them. Not a single one of my students has booked a one-on-one session with me. And yet they're all transformed. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. No one-on-ones. That's how powerful the information is. That's how powerful I'm talking about have not spent $1 more than the $29 a month that they're spending. That's it. That's a diamond hard fact. Just to show you, it's just a testament to, because I teach a different style of awareness, right? It's the type of awareness that I teach that brings the transformation, right? It's just, you got to kind of see it. You got to experience it to really understand. Will I coach someone one-on-one? Yes. Will you need me one-on-one? No. Will I do it? Absolutely. But will you need me one-on-one? You really won't. Because at the end of the day, everything is going to come down to application. That's just to show you that I'm not about money. I get hundreds of people asking me a day, you know, coach, will you coach me? Will you coach me? And I'm like, you won't need me. Why? Because I'm expensive as a coach. And so it's not about the money for me. And it doesn't mean that certain people can't afford me. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about application. If a person has a burning desire and you are really ready to change your life, when you join this community, you'll understand what I'm saying. You're going to transform. Whether I'm coaching you one-on-one or you're putting in the work and you're showing up and you're watching the lives, because all of my live streams are archived, and my live streams are like master classes. So when you watch the live streams, see, the beautiful thing about it is that inside of the community, there's at least 100 live streams in there, archived already, where you can play, rewind, stop, come back, listen. Then you got the podcast on top of that. Then you got me writing 2 or 3 times a day, posting stuff. And I'm not talking about writing a paragraph or 2. I'm talking about, I've probably released, no exaggeration, and Tara will tell you this, or nobody can tell you this. I probably released 2 books inside of the community already that haven't even been published. Just information that I give access exclusively to the people in my community. They'll tell you that. And some of those people are on this live right now. If you go to Tara's page right now, you will see that. I record audio files. I send that stuff to my students. I want them to transform and become the most powerful version of themselves. Like, I flood them with information. Sometimes I'm worried because I probably send too much. But there's no such thing as too much, because again, you got to stop living your life like you got 1,000 years to live it. I can't assume I'm going to always be here to be able to send that. Why? So when I have access to it, I'm flooding them with information. I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Yes, I'm on YouTube as well. So again, you guys get signed up inside the community. If you are truly ready to transform your life and take your life to the next level, I'm telling you, it's the best. It's $1 a day. I'm cheaper than coffee. Cheaper than coffee. $29 a month. It's going to change your entire life. The best investment you're going to make is the one you're going to make in yourself. You guys know that. All right. I am going to... any other questions before I disconnect, you guys? Any questions before I disconnect? Okay, I got you. You said you'd join it in a few weeks after the funeral. Yep, I got you. Can I explain you said what's the difference from these lives? In the community lives? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. You're welcome, amigo. The difference between these lives and my community lives, I think the biggest difference, it's my platform, right? I'm so limited as to what I can say and different things, because any little thing, you know, TikTok has I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. It's AI. I don't know what it is, but they have something that regulates every single word. Is so heavily scrutinized. So I'm always so careful. I always feel like I have to walk on eggshells, you know, when I'm on TikTok. Versus in my community, I am the law, if you will, right, for lack of a better phraseology. But inside of the community, the lives are so much better, in my opinion, because I'm building the relationship with my students, right? I'm building that relationship with them. Where with you guys, I don't know you guys. So when I'm on this live, I don't know who's here. I know every single one of my students. I know their story. I know how they became who they are. There's just a different emotional connection and emotional attachment versus when I'm here, I don't know who I'm talking to. I really don't. I have no idea. And so when I'm in the community with them, I'm very meticulous. I'm super detailed. I'm stopping. I'm reading the comments. I'm so much more engaged because it's important that they get it. And so I guess that would probably be the thing, if that makes sense. Like they know how much I care. And that part right there, we're a family in the community. In the community, we're like everybody is aligned and connected with everyone. So yeah, it's the community is different. And like you're gonna feel you're gonna know you're in the right place when you step in the community. Like you're gonna know. All positivity. In fact, I encourage you to just look, once you get inside of the community, just look throughout everything. I promise you won't find a single fiber of negativity. Not one fiber of negativity. But you can find it all over TikTok. You can find it all over Instagram. You can find it all over Facebook. Somebody's always upset. Somebody's angry. Somebody's projecting their hurts onto you. You go live. Somebody jumps in your live and they're attacking you. They don't even know you. You would